Hello everyone, I'm Dan Balistrero from MasteringVoiceover.com. The main question I get all the time is how does one break into voiceovers? It's not surprising because every year it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Think about it. All of those off-camera voices that sell you cars, insurance, laundry detergent, TV shows, cartoons, and tell you in movie trailers when the next film is coming out. Science Channel, History Channel, corporate narratives and audiobooks, an endless stream of projects that need an off-camera voice. There are so many ways to give advice about how to start. There are many ways to look at how one begins. A lot of it depends on your personality and how one deals with the unknown. Having said that, here are some thoughts to encourage and support you in this wonderful world of voiceovers. Do not overestimate everyone else's intelligence. I tweeted last week that an old-time voiceover guy told me when I was 22 years old and nervous about trying to get into voiceovers, people dumber than you are making a fortune. Just get out there and do it. Never worry about what everyone else is doing or what the odds are. It's completely besides the point. The question is, do you love it enough to develop a great set of reading skills and start doing it? Training and great reading skills are how professional voiceover artists make all that money. Training is the first and most important place to start. No one in a recording studio is there to run a trade school. You have to know what you're doing. It's been my experience that a lot of people seem more interested in how to network than they are in developing voiceover skills so that they can be hired and then rehired because they've done a good job. So you'll need a good set of reading skills to have a voiceover career. You'll need training. You'll also need a great voiceover demo. You'll need a good computer and internet connection, and you'll also need basic recording and editing equipment. Now, here are some things you should know about the skills that are required in order to break in. I'm also going to tell you a bit about where work comes from and where to look for work when you're starting out. It's true it's just talking, but there is way more to it than that. If there wasn't, nobody'd work at Sears. You have to know different styles for different products. For example, cheaper cars are sold more in a frenzy excited voice. Hurry on down, 0% financing. Luxury cars are sold in a more relaxed audiobook voice. The new Infiniti QX4. It's all the best thinking. You have to develop your breathing and phrasing because a lot of voiceover copy is pretty awkward. On longer narrations like corporate or audiobooks, you'll have to train your eyes to read about 3 words ahead of where you're speaking, so everything will sound idea-driven. That means it should sound like you're talking to a best friend, and not just plodding through it, sounding like you're just reading copy, like you're late for a bus or something. When you take a catch breath, you should dart your eyes to the right so you know what's coming up. That's very important, so practice this exercise. When you're doing long corporate stuff like I do, or an audiobook, even if you read it 20 times, you never know what's coming up next. So you have to have a buffer of words in your brain so it can all sound idea-driven. Next, it's very important to work on your breathing and voice development. It's essential so your voice always sounds fresh and never tired. You must have a great voiceover demo. Now, casting directors only want about 60 seconds. Too many people that only have 60-second demos can't really read in a studio at the same level that their demo presents them at, and they end up getting fired. Now, people send me terrible demo pieces sometimes trying to audition, saying, I know the audio is bad, but hope you'll like my voice. You know, that's truly insane. Don't teach people that you have no idea what to do. You have to have a computer that is new enough to handle media. If it's no older than, say, 5 years, it should be okay. Mac or PC is fine. Everything is cross-platform nowadays. Recording equipment is also very cheap nowadays. You can get completely set up for roughly $500 to $1,200, depending on how you configure it. Check out Pro Tools. We use Pro Tools with United Audio's Apollo for the hardware connection. Also, check out Audacity software. It's free, and it's just fine to start with. How to find those first jobs. Once you have your voiceover demo, you can call video production companies and ask if you can send them your VO demo to be on file for their corporate narratives. Do not, I repeat, do not send your voiceover demo to anyone without asking permission. Most demos are now sent by email as MP3s. Some companies will still ask for a CD, but there are fewer and fewer of these every year. Media production companies do an endless series of PowerPoint presentations that all need to have voiceovers. If you're interested in audiobooks, sign up at audible.com, ASICS, and look for books you'd like to voice. Pick books that have topics you're interested in, and your reads will be more naturally convincing. You can post your voiceover demo on internet casting sites like Voice Registry. It is under the umbrella of voicebank.net, which is one of the largest voiceover talent sites. This is a great place to start and has a lot of support services as well. I like these guys a lot. All right, that's the quick tour of how to break in. Get training, get your voiceover demo ready, and don't rush to put it together. It has to be authentic and not outside the compass of your voice or personality. If it's not great, it'll just convince people they don't want you. And finally, do lots of searches on the internet on all aspects of voiceover. You have to become familiar with what's out there so you can form your own opinions based on your personal experiences. Other people's advice, I include mine, is just a starting point. So be curious, find out all that you possibly can, and practice endlessly. Pick up a magazine and read out loud to practice your cold reading skills. Take the time you need to read it perfectly. Look at it as a puzzle, a career puzzle that you can and will solve. And remember, people dumber than you are making a fortune. I'm Dan Balistrero from masteringvoiceover.com.